Okay, the book I want to talk about is F.U. Money by Dan the Man Lok. Dan Lok is a follower of Dan Pena. I had bought his book on electronic copies, so I don't have one to show you, but you can get it off the internet, get it off Amazon. You can get it probably at a lot of your bookstores. It's a very high-selling book. The whole premise of the book is that you need to earn. You can guess what FU stands for. As Dan is very brash, just like his mentor Dan Pena is as well. He says you need to earn enough money that you can basically tell everyone else that you don't need them, you don't need their opinions, you can do what you want, you don't have to answer to anyone if you have enough financial freedom. Not a boss, not family, not people bothering you. And he said that should be everyone's goal, complete financial freedom. And he said it's very attainable for everyone. However, he also says that most people don't have the guts or the self-esteem to make it happen. Most people live in fear, fear of failure. They're paralyzed by fear to get things done, and they're not efficient, they're not smart with what they do because of this fear and this fear of failure. And he said the number one thing you need to do is believe. That's that word that comes up a lot. Believe in your heart that you can achieve this, and believe in yourself in your heart, and then carry yourself that way, and then take massive action that way, like someone who believes in herself would. And he walks you through that. A lot of it's mindset. Just the idea that if you're going to work, you want to build some type of business. That's in Dan's mind, that's the number one way to create massive wealth, financial freedom quickly. He says, the idea that you live way below your means and save money, is, you live sparsely and save money, and you invest in investments and give it to your broker, and then eventually when you're old and tired and sick, you become wealthy. Dan's not for that. He wants you to be wealthy as soon as possible, and he says the best way to do that is to build a business and to charge forward in your businesses. So Dan made his money on internet businesses, and so he focuses on that. There's lots of ways to make massive amounts of money. There's the investment, the slow and steady investment way. There's buying and selling actual physical businesses. There's buying groups of businesses, bringing them together, and then making them public. And there's the entrepreneur. That Dan Pena did that. He grouped businesses together. Of course, you can do it with real estate. You can do it, there's endless ways you can do it. You could be a true entrepreneur and start your own company and take it public or sell it. You could buy other people's companies at low prices and then resell them. But business is maybe the fastest way, it seems to be, to get true financial freedom. But Dan Lok did it on the internet materials. And what he likes about that, it gives him ultimate freedom. He has hardly any overhead. He wants huge profit. He said, don't look for profit margins of 5 and 10%. Look for 200, 300, 400% profit margins. Minimum probably 35, 40%. And he can do that because he keeps his overhead really, really low because he offers internet things. He has all these internet sites, and they're all very effective, and they offer massive value to people, so they're worth it. But they don't give him very much overhead. He has hardly any overhead. He's an expert in copyright. He used to do that, and there's a lot of different things that he did. But he runs his business out of his condo in Vancouver, and so he doesn't have a fancy office. He doesn't have anything extra. And he also said, so he keeps his overhead low so he can make maximum profit. And he said, there's a lot of activities we can do, but we should focus on the activities that make us money. And he says a lot of people get distracted by other activities, but you should make your money first, then you can do other things. He talks about how to produce online materials and then sell them. That's his expertise. He also says he does his business on his terms and his terms only. I thought it was interesting. He has this mentorship program. You can come spend a day with him, and it costs you, I can't remember how much money it is. It's a lot of money to spend a day with him, probably, I'm sure, worth it. But you have to come to him, and some people who are very rich say, oh, you come to me, blah, blah, blah. I said, absolutely not. He does business on his terms and his terms only. He stands firm in himself, and he's the guy in charge of the situation, in charge of his situation. He doesn't back down from anyone. But that doesn't mean he's rude. He's setting limits, and he says people respect him for that, and that helps them have more success. So, the basic premise of the book is be bold, believe in yourself, set firm limits, and then, of course, he goes into the internet business type thing where you can create mass wealth through the internet, because that's what he knows. But there's, he said there's many ways to do it. So check it out if you're interested in increasing your net worth, your value, and maybe having financial freedom so you don't have to listen to other people. It might be something worth considering. As always, these are my ideas based on what I read in his ideas, Mr. Lok's ideas, and you should consider these ideas, but come up with your own opinions and ideas based on what you think.